It's September and it's time for another top 10 of movies that you can watch on Amazon UK right now. Now, fair warning, Amazon are constantly changing what products they have on their Prime website. So, as it stands for September 2016, these movies should be there all month and on Prime. After that, I can't guarantee that they're going to be there, so they could be taken off. So, if you subscribe to my channel, which there is a link up here, I'll make sure that you get the top 10 first and foremost every month, and that way you're always keeping up to date with things that are on Prime. So number 10 on my list is Rush Hour. Really, who needs a plot when you've got Jackie Chan for action and you've got Chris Tucker for the laughs? Anyway, they tried to shoehorn in this typical run-of-the-mill kind of mystery in amongst it all, but really we're there for two things, action and laughs, and this thing surprised it. Number 9 on my list is It Follows. A young woman is followed, kind of hunted, by a strange supernatural force after a sexual encounter. One of the best and most original horror movies in recent years. It's genuinely creepy and terrifying and is anchored by this amazing synth score. Now, it's not for everybody, as it doesn't follow the usual plot lines that most studio-based horror does, but it's definitely well worth your time. Number 8 is Foxcatcher. US Olympic wrestlers Mike and Dave Schultz joined Team Foxcatcher as they train for the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Foxcatcher is led by multimillionaire Jean Dupont, but John's emotional self-destruction threatens to consume them all. A very interesting story that's even better if you don't know any of the details about it, because you just generally won't believe what's happening and where it's going. The best thing about it though is 3 amazing lead performances by Mark Ruffalo, Channing Tatum and Steve Carell. It's just brilliantly acted and a really interesting tale. Number 7 on my list is Dallas Buyers Club. In 1985, Dallas electrician and hustler Ron Woodruff works around the system to make sure that AIDS patients get the medication that they require after he is diagnosed with the disease. Another unbelievable true story that is utterly captivating. And again, this one is anchored by some amazing performances. Matthew McConaughey is great, Jared Leto is absolutely fantastic as well, and this really interesting movie that just draws you in right from the start. Number 6 is Argo. A CIA operative launches a deadly mission to rescue 6 American citizens who are stuck in Iran during the hostage crisis of 1980. Yep, it's another true story. And again, it's unbelievable. If these things weren't true, I don't know if you would actually buy them as a movie, but this one is thoroughly entertaining. It's got a load of actors that you've seen before doing some of their best work. It won the Best Picture Oscar for a reason. It's really, really good. And it's got this wicked sense of humour that runs through it as well, even though it's dealing with this really serious matter. But most of the humour comes from the fact of the title of the movie. Number 5 is Only Lovers Left Alive. Our depressed musician reunites with his lover, though the romance is disrupted by the arrival of her younger sister. The movie stars Tilda Swinton, Tom Hiddleston and Mia Wasikowska, and it's a very unusual take on the typical vampire movies that we've seen hordes of over the past few years. It's effortlessly cool and thematically rich, and it's a movie that moves at a languid pace, but it's so interesting and captivating and draws you in, and there's all these really nice touches and a really cool take on the vampire theory. Number 4 on my list is Devil. A group of people are trapped in an elevator and they're all connected in some way, shape or form, but one of them isn't who they say they are. It's from a story by M. Night Shyamalan, but we're not going to hold it against it. This one is actually pretty decent. It's hokey, but it doesn't pretend to be anything that it isn't. It's a fun little genre horror flick, and sometimes that's all you want. I've watched this a few times and it's never outstanding, but it's never bad, and it just keeps your interest, and it's something that can give you a good night's entertainment. Number 3 is Inside Llewyn Davis. It's a week in the life of a young singer as he navigates the Greenwich folk scene of 1961. This is one of my favourite Coen Brothers movies, and normally it takes me a while to warm up to the Coen Brothers, but this one straight away just spoke to me in such a way. The main character is really just not likeable at all, and throughout the full story, nothing goes his way. He gets his comeuppance in almost every single way. And one of the best things about it is the original music made for the movie. It feels of the time, and it's really kind of catchy and interesting to listen to as well. This is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you'll love it. Number 2 on my list is Don John. A New Jersey guy dedicated to his friends, his family and his church develops unrealistic expectations from having watched too much porn. This movie is directed, written and stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It also stars Scarlett Johansson and Julianne Moore, and it's basically a movie that you could get put off by reading the synopsis or reading about it, but it's such a fantastic and really well done first time feature by its star. I love the humour that's incorporated in this, and I like the message that it sends out. And I've watched this a few times, and I just find it gets better each and every time. The performances are excellent, and even some of the secondary characters are just great to watch as well. Number one on my list is Big Game. When the US president plane goes down due to a terrorist attack, he ends up stranded in a forest in the middle of some European country like Norway or Finland or something like that. I can't quite remember. But his plane, Air Force One, goes down. He is stranded in this forest, and all he has as an ally is a 13-year-old boy who's on a rights of manhood mission. As these terrorists, wave after wave of them, chase down the president, it's a movie that is very similar to the 1980s Amblin movies, with a little bit more of a kick to it. It's hilarious, it's got fantastic action, it looks like a bigger budget than it actually had, and it's a 90-minute thrill ride that anybody in the family will get a kick out of. It's a great movie. I've seen it in the cinema, I've watched it a couple of times at home since then, and each and every time it just gets more and more enjoyable. The action's fantastic, Samuel L. Jackson is great as always, the humour's top notch, and it's just such a satisfying quick watch. So that's my top 10 Amazon Prime movies that you can watch for September 2016, and I'll see you next month when I'll have another 10 for you. I'll see you then. So thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you notice on screen, there is 2 more videos that you can click and watch. There is also a large subscribe button at the bottom of the screen if you would like to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time on Man vs. Film.